Wow. Shout out to the person from the 731 who sent me this video. Appreciate you. Listen, we're going to have to start a whole new video series. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. No, they don't. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. No, they won't. I don't know who to get the memo. In the neighborhood, in the hood, you can't just do whatever you want to do. Maybe you were taught that in your dysfunctional home. That's not how life works. So we're going to start a new series. We've seen it, ladies and gentlemen, with Target. We've seen it with Whole Foods. We've seen it with Makiba's Cookies, where the rapper, Young Dolph, was shot and murdered, unfortunately. Now, dun, 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 the hood has done it again. Makiba's, Target, Whole Foods, now Aldi's. What are they doing? Oh, don't forget, you know it's bad when they close a Family Dollar. What do they have in common? They're escaping BLAKISTAN. Escaping BLAKISTAN. And a news flash for you, it's not because we're black. Understand business. Businesses understand one color, and that's the color of green, the color of money. Business people don't like drama. They don't like dysfunction. We need a smooth sailing. No drama. Check it out. Fair use. This is what, when you have people who lack understanding, common sense, will not listen to a different point of view. When you have women having children, I'm sorry to tell you, that are consistently using their womb as a wallet, we get to pay for them over and over and over again. Having children by poverty D, derelict men. Let's be real. The man doesn't care. In most cases, neither does a woman. Why? Because you wouldn't raise such. They're having a seed of poverty D, and they set up a whole other community. Oh, yeah. And they get to do it free. You and I get to pay for it as taxpayers. This is what happens when you have a community and you have the seed of poverty D. Check it out. Fair use, people. Unbelievable. Makes no sense.
Are boarded, the doors are locked, and employees are clearing out the shelves. After 15 years, the Aldi on Lamar Avenue is officially closed.
And I was like, it's got to be another store. It's got to be another Aldi's on Lamar. Can't be the one that's in front of my house.
Another grocery store in a predominantly black neighborhood offering fresh food, once again, is closed down.
Aldi says all of its employees at the Lamar Avenue location will be relocated to nearby stores, but those that are left behind, the residents that live in this community, tell me they are very disappointed in the grocery store's decision to leave this community.
We're not a large community, but this is our store.
In a statement, an Aldi spokesperson says the decision to close was based on several factors, including repeated burglaries, property damage, and poor sales performance. The spokesperson goes on to say, out of concern for our employees and customers, keeping the store open was no longer a sustainable option.
I was just at the store 2 days ago. We don't have high crime over here, so this is a complete shock.
According to the Memphis Police Crime Tracker, officers responded to 13 incidents at the location in the past year. On Tuesday, police say someone broke into the building after hours. It's unclear what was stolen. No one was hurt. Customers say the closure is still a huge inconvenience.
It's possible to have all these liquor stores. It's possible to have all these gas stations, unhealthy stuff. So why can't it be possible to have more stores offering fresh food, fruits and vegetables for the community?
Reporting near Orange Mound, Cormitra Wilborn, WREG, News Channel 3.
And here's the part, what they're probably not telling you, and they don't have to. Love our people, but I'm going to be real with you. Most don't understand business. Okay? As I said before, and we can all agree to disagree. Someone says, I disagree with you on that. I totally get it when I said a W-2 mindset is different than an entrepreneur mindset. It is, because W-2, you're pretty much doing what's told. And I'm not talking about some bootleg entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship, it takes a hell of a lot. You have to be a problem solver. You have to make calculated decisions. And here's the thing. You think it's just easy just to go ahead and put up a store like that? A lot of money being spent out. Tax incentives. A lot of work goes on. See, when you can put up things like that, a lot of people get paid behind the scenes. Not just the store, the people working there, management, insurance. You got property taxes. A whole lot of money is being spent behind the scenes. So it's a hell of a lot of work. So you're darn skippy. It was based on several factors. No one gets mad and says, well, you know what? I'm just going to shut down today. Oh, hell no. They run the numbers. Repeated burglaries, property damage, poor sales performance, out of concern for customers and employees. So much can go on. Let's say there's burglaries and someone tries to do something. They start tussling. In the midst of the tussling, something gets knocked down, somebody gets hurt, somebody does a slip and fall, then someone files a lawsuit, then someone gets killed, heaven forbid one of the workers get killed, got a death benefit. All that goes behind that a W-2 may not understand. A business person sure as hell, yeah. A lot goes on to it. That's why when I saw they were saying about those black businesses, and people like, well, they can start again. You have no freaking idea. Just start again. Really, where the money coming from? You have no idea. They can just go something. Really? Have no freaking idea. What they're probably not also telling you is that they probably got a letter from an insurance company saying when things like this happen, property damage and all that, burglaries. Yeah, is it time for that renewal to come? Yeah, about that. We're not going to be able to insure this location. I'm sorry? Yeah, after underwriting review, they won't be able to insure this location anymore. Well, why not? So much crime going on. They're gonna raise the rates. They're not going to be able to insure it. Well, you can't have a business like this with no insurance. You can't. It's like I said before with that guy, Little Scrappy, when he was having those events, and I think he had like he had a concert. Oh, here we go. And typical BLAKISTAN. I've heard about, in general, on a different video, how in the Black community, when Black entertainers sometimes come to perform, in some locations, not all, but there have been reports that some of these game makers trying to go mafia style Negro, really? And they like, pay us some money or we're going to shoot up your event if you don't pay us. Oh, you're trying to go mafia style. Always trying to eat off your own. And I'm sorry, most of our people, you act inferior because you can't. But I guarantee you, let Aerosmith come to town. You know you're not going to take your so-called tough behind up there. You know darn well. Let Justin Bieber come to town. Like to eat off your own. So I remember seeing reports Scrappy had an event, a concert. The next thing you know, there was some shooting and all that. And they were saying some people were hurt and blah, blah, blah. And a manager made a statement about how the issue will be handled. And it was very vague. And I thought to myself, I'm like, well, are they trying to say it's his fault it happened? And I said, this might be one of those things. Well, the other little iglets in the community, you see a Black person making some money, I want my part too. Inferior. You see, only on your own. You see them making some money. I said, that might be what I heard about before. And then when the management, because someone asked a question, did a report on it, and he was very vague in it. And he didn't say anything about insurance. And not that I keep up with the man, Little Scrappy. But I said, I hadn't heard about any other events. And it occurred to me, please don't tell me they did that event without insurance. And maybe it might be to the point, again, I don't know, that he can't get insurance because of Black folks in the community. I always like to shoot up. I thought about that. I said, oh my gosh. I don't know that to be true, but that's what hit my mind. I said, he didn't mention, about filing a claim or anything, and he doesn't have to, but I thought about it. I wonder if he had insurance for that event. Then I thought, I wouldn't be surprised because you're dealing with BLAKISTAN. So this here, this group has become collectively the ones at the bottom, your mindset. And you can be middle class at the bottom too. Many rappers are rich and they still have a mindset at the bottom. You're your own worst enemy. Your own worst enemy. So the liquor store can survive. That, like the lady said, unhealthy, but something that produces healthy food. And then you holler why you have a food desert. You have a food desert because of what you have in the community. You have a critical thinking desert. Something you don't utilize. So this here, Target, Whole Foods, Makiba's. Never in my life heard of Family Dollar. Family Dollar is considered to be a store that's recession proof, no matter what. Recession proof. The studies have been done. And look at Aldi's. This is an oxymoron. Then we got food deserts. Really? You got a food desert, but you sure as hell got plenty of poverty D seed walking around. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. And this lady right here, lady, please stop the lies. We already heard about Memphis. It's not a high crime. It makes me wonder. You're trying to take up for, is it your son? Is it you and Bon Queefa? I got this key from my house. It's not a high crime. Lies you tell. I don't believe you, girl. I believe the darn store. Really? We'd love to lie a lot. And I don't know her. My opinion, I don't believe her. I'm going with the store. And let's be real. Anytime it's a bunch of chocolate drops, that's a recipe for some stealing or to get got. Let's be real about it. Lady, maybe you got your rose-colored glasses on. This lady right here, she seems to be, in my opinion, the intelligent one when you compare these two.
Another grocery store in a predominantly Black neighborhood offering fresh food, once again, is closed down.
Aldi says all of its employees at the Lamar Avenue location.
Oh, and the employees. Now, if you live near, you're going to have to travel a little bit farther because you can try to get a job elsewhere. You think everybody has a vehicle? More than likely not. Look at the Target. People are able to walk to work now. Well, you can go work at another location. Well, you may not be able to walk there, so either catch a bus, Uber, Lyft, more money out of your pocket. And look at inflation. $15 years. 15 years. Again, I do wonder. I wonder if they got a letter from the insurance company. I would sure love to see if they got a letter saying, hey, we're not going to insure this location anymore. It's not cost effective. Who do you have to blame for this? The seed of poverty D. Who do you have to blame? The mammies, the ones that's putting them here. That's who you have to blame for this. So who do you think is going to go, well, gee, all these couldn't make it. You know what? Let's go ahead and put a couple of $1 million together, and we're going to go ahead and try and take their place. So here you have another eyesore, and you wonder why there's this thing called redlining. You wonder why your property value is low. We have to be realistic. What part does the hood play in this? What part does the community, speaking of the people that reside there, what part do the mammies and poverty D play in this? They play a huge role. Maybe somebody else will come. Next thing you know, you'll be having maybe a bazaar, and then that's a recipe for disaster. That's guaranteed a shooting and a killing. So this right here, the effects, the seed of poverty D, have no idea they're setting a narrative. Look at Chicago. We have to be real and stop pretending. Racism is a problem. Guess what? I hate to tell you this right here. The seed of poverty D is a bigger problem. Anytime you try to go forward, boom, setting your back. So you want to talk about racism, which does exist. Well, how the hell you think you're going to make it when you have racism and then you got this in the own community? Shoot them up, kill them up, stealing. Anybody try to build, tear it back down. Just saw on one of the recordings I had on my DVR yesterday. What happened? The police officer just asked a black man who killed another black man, why'd you do it? And they knew it was jealousy. Why'd you do it? A black man kills a black man. And what did the cops say to him? He said he had everything going for him. The other black man, the deceased black man, he says. He had a home, had a job. Black man had 2 jobs, actually. He said he took care of his kids. And he told the black man, the murderer, he said, so he had a home. The black man you murdered had a home, had a job. He took care of his kids. And you had nothing. Our people like poverty. Now is a good time, as I said before in the video yesterday. Now is a good time for that RIF, reduction in force. Anybody. Now is a good time for that RIF. It's time to start evaluating people, their actions, what impact they may have on your life. And if it's negative, hell, you got to go. Set goals for yourself. I beg of you to do it. It can be done. It can be done. So that's a different video, but now is a good time. It's going to get worse with inflation. Again, the second quarter, which will be in June, they're forecasting on the financial shows, which I love. You know, I love Swapbox. One of my favorites. And I watch Matt Money, Jim Cramer. He's entertaining. But they're forecasting layoffs. What's going to happen? The few of you that have some resources that are good, I'm going to tell you from self-experience, don't let these other family folks bring your ass down. And I know that's not very nice, but I mean it. I told a young girl that her family's a white chick, come from the trailer park. I said, girl, just go. They just want to sit up there and not work and boot scoot and boogie all night and fight in and out of jail. Leave them. You are young. They don't want to work. You can't support these grown people. You shouldn't have to tell grown people that are older than you, well, if everybody gets a job, go. Live your life. And she did just that and did well. Worked for a couple of years, and it's the exact same thing I thought was going to happen. She said, they called me. She's real country. They called me. And I'm like, what? Mom and so-and-so, they got put out. And I was like, They want to come with me. And they just got, girl, I told her, you can't take them in. Well, if I can't take them in, then I don't know if I can go ahead. I think they asked her to sign on a lease. I said, so what they're going to do? They want you to sign on an apartment lease. They just got evicted. They want you to pay the rent too. They may have to go to the homeless shelter. You were telling them 2 years ago when we talked before about them not wanting to work. And I told her what was going to happen. Let it happen. Don't let them sink your ship. They called me. I knew that call was going to come. I knew it. So it's people. Everyone, now is a good time to do a consideration. RIF. Somebody call you, I'm busy. Don't forget, life is business. What are you doing? Oh, I'm busy. Yeah, just kind of doing some planning here, considering a RIF. Gary, what's that? Oh, reduction in force. See who goes and see who stays. A reduction in force. If anybody is presenting themselves to be a burden to you as the economy gets worse, heck, everybody will lose money in the stock market, but you keep on going, you plan. The same thing, you have to plan your life. It's a good time to do a RIF because just like, look at this store. Aldi was open as yourself. It was open, making money, it was functioning. Too many bad apples come along and it's closed down, it is gone. Well, look at it this way. The people in your lives, if they are like wealth detractors, they love the seed of poverty D, that's fine. Let them go ahead and handle it. Some people, they're wealth destroyers. They're dream killers. They are. And you see how this store closed down. That's what your life will know. You keep them around. All good things just going to be going down for you before you know it. You just stuck like Chuck. What good are having all these? Look at the horrible scenery, boarded up, patched up with boards. It's time for that reduction in force. If not, this store will be an example of your life is not worth it. It's 2022. To all the positive, beautiful people, what? It has to be about you. Thanks for listening and listening to my rant. But yeah, here we go. Escape from BLAKISTAN. Just add Aldi to the list. I look forward to your comments. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And please consider checking out our sister channel. About those comments, we really appreciate your support there. I'm out.